Hello and welcome to a new tutorial. Katrina here, and we are going to be making these butterfly hoop earrings, which are absolutely adorable and perfect for spring. Now, these earrings are a Pinterest inspired design, and I saw several different versions of butterfly hoop earrings, but I needed to create my own take and not copy anybody else's. Now, I wanted the top of the butterfly to face the front of the face, so I sketched out a few designs on paper and then went in with some cheap wire and created some butterflies to figure out how to make this work. The design actually follows the natural shape of a butterfly wing, and the hoop is going to be split in the middle of the wing so that we can attach it through the ear so that the earring faces the way we want it to. There you have a little bit of an idea for how I create some of my designs, going from a sketch on paper to a test piece and then on to creating the actual jewelry. So now let's go ahead and get into creating these butterfly earrings. Starting off our materials, we are going to be using a 20 gauge solid brass wire to create the butterfly shape. Next we have a ruler, and then we also have our file. For our pliers, we are going to be using our needle nose pliers, our wire cutters, a pair of chain nose pliers, as well as our nylon jaw pliers. We are going to start by pulling out a length of our wire and use our nylon jaw pliers to smooth out the wire. We are going to use our sketch as a reference point as well as our test butterfly so that we can create the earring in this same manner. Now for this butterfly, we need about 8 inches of wire. So we're going to place our wire onto our ruler and measure out approximately 8 inches. Using our wire cutters, we will then cut the wire off at that 8-inch mark. After cutting the wire, we're going to smooth down the end with our file. Using our test butterfly as our pattern, we are going to take our chain nose pliers and begin by bending the tip of wire over in our pliers. Creating a slight curve in the wire, we are then going to measure it against our pattern and using our chain nose pliers, bend the wire over to begin shaping the wing. Switching to our needle nose pliers, we are going to create a loop at the top center of the butterfly. This top length needs to be about the same length as the side of the wing. Again, slightly curving the wire, we are then going to place the wire into our needle nose pliers and bring the wire up and around to create a loop. We want to create a matching curve on the other side of the butterfly so that both of the wings match. Now, using our chain nose pliers, we want to create this second wing to be the same length and size as the other wing. Bending the wire to create a slight curve again, we're going to switch to our needle nose pliers and create another loop like we did with the first one. Now we want this second loop to be straight across from our initial bend in the wire. You can see that I created my loop too far up on the wing, so I'm going to straighten out my wire gently and then re-bend the loop so that it is straight across from our initial bend in the wire. Wrapping the wire around to create this loop, we are then going to create the bottom half of the wing. Placing the butterfly on our pattern to see how long we should create this little wing. Using our chain nose pliers, we are going to bend the wire over to create this bottom part of the wing. Now the bottom wing should be about half the length of the top wing. Bending the wire over 90 degrees, we're then going to use our needle nose pliers to create a slight bend in the wire as we bring it up towards the center of the earring. Now we are going to shape the body of the butterfly. With the end of wire straight up, we are going to use our needle nose pliers to create a bend in the wire. With this bend in place, we are going to go back to that first loop we created and slightly pull it apart so that we can then slip this wire into that little loop. Once we have put this wire through the loop, we're then going to use our chain nose pliers and press the loop closed. This will help the butterfly be more sturdy and hold its shape. Now that we have secured this wire, we are going to use our needle nose pliers to create the last part of the wing. Bending the wire over so that it matches the curve of the other side of the earring, we're going to create this last part of the wing. Then using our chain nose pliers, we're going to bend the wire up again to create the bottom part of the wing. Now using our chain nose pliers, I unbent that little hook we created at the very beginning because I need to adjust it slightly. We're using our needle nose pliers, we are first going to create a loop in this bottom half of the wing that matches the opposite side of the butterfly. With this loop created, I am now going to use my chain nose pliers to create that little hook in the wire. Bending the wire over to create a hook, this is going to be the top of the earring where we place it through the ear. Then using our wire cutters, we are first going to trim the tip off of this little hook here, and then we're going to trim off the excess wire near this loop. After trimming the wire, I will use my chain nose pliers to press the loop together. Then we're going to go in with our file to make sure that both ends of the wire are smooth. Now that we have created the butterfly design, we're going to go back in with both our fingers and our needle nose pliers to gently bend the wire and shape the butterfly. Once we are happy with the shape of the butterfly, we can then repeat all of these steps and use our first earring as the pattern to create a second earring. And now you have created your very own butterfly hoop earrings. I would appreciate it if you give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below letting me know your favorite part about these earrings. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed creating these butterfly hoops with me. If you would like to see more wire jewelry tutorials, be sure to go check out my page where I have many more videos. Thank you again so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.